Welcome to the Key Centre for Saturday afternoon hoops as the Sydney Flames host the Canberra Capitals as the race to the WNBL final series heats up. Both teams come into today's clash with a number of stars out, so who will stand up today with plenty on the line as both the Flames and Caps fight to stay in the hunt for a top 4 spot. The players have arrived thanks to Minor Hotels on a warm day in Sydney today. Jess Webster with you alongside two-time WNBL champion Beck Cole and former WNBL Coach of the Year Laurie Chiswick. Well, Beck, if last round taught us anything, it's that anything can genuinely happen in this competition.
It sure can, and that's why this league is so exciting. We had 3 big upsets and 2 of these teams are now versing each other tonight. So the confidence from either side is going to be up, Laurie, and I can't wait to see what we have ahead.
Well, as you said, they not only had wins, but they were against those top 2 teams. So it was really great to see, and they'll be full of confidence. Both teams are missing crucial players, but that sort of balanced things out. So it'll be really interesting to see who can come out with the W.
We're certainly looking forward to today's clash. Our courtside reporter is Nathan Stremple. He went into the Sydney Flames camp and caught up with Agnes Emanopu a few moments ago.
Agnes, we hear you're making yourself at home in Sydney. You enjoying it here?
Yeah, I'm loving it. The weather's gorgeous and yeah, really fun.
You look like you're making yourself at home on court too. That last win against Bendigo, 13-6 and 4 blocks. Some great opportunity coming your way.
Yeah, it has been. Renee's been really good at pouring into me and it's just been fun to play basketball.
When you say pouring in, no unique tonight. You've made a name for yourself with your work on the glass. Big opportunity to step up.
100%. I think that we have many players who are ready to step up. Obviously, we're missing 2 key players, so everyone's excited to just get going.
And it's pretty tight in that battle for the top 4 tonight. It's an important one.
Yeah, definitely. I think all the games are very important leading up to finals, but yeah, we want to definitely get on top of this one and just give ourselves some momentum going into the road games.
Agnes, thanks for your time. All the best tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
So the Flames coming off an amazing 11-point win against the ladder leaders Bendigo last week, but today they don't have Unique Thompson, who's out for personal reasons, and Lauren Nicholson, who will miss the remainder of the season with a quad injury, which is a big blow to them, Beck. But you see a big opportunity for Lara McSpadden today.
I really do. She's been a great spark off the bench for the Flames and she just plays her role to a T. She sets some of the best screens in the league coming off pick and rolls. She rebounds the ball hard, but also she's a great finisher under the ring, shooting at 52%. So I see a big matchup with her today against the big 5-man in Zatina Akuzo at the other end. So that will be a key matchup to watch.
Looking forward to that one. Well, the UC Caps are coming off an incredible 3-point victory against Perth, and Nards Potch had a game of her life. 23 points, including the match winner on the buzzer, and she also caught up with Nathan.
It's massive game winner against Perth. You said you didn't even look at the basket. Were you just trying to add an extra degree of difficulty?
No, I honestly wasn't looking at the ring. I just I knew there wasn't enough time left, so Munga was yelling at me to shoot it, so I honestly was not looking at the ring, but yeah.
An enormous game for you, 23-7, 4-4, and a no-look game winner. That must create a sense of belief.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
You're playing it down, but a couple of big outs. You stepped up. But that win against Perth, you got a crucial game tonight that has implications for the top 4. It's a big one for you guys.
Yeah, it is. Like you can tell, the last couple of rounds, like anything can happen. But yeah, I mean, the last couple of games going into finals, we do want to make that top 4. And, you know, obviously having Sarah gone and Jade down, like, we know we need to step up our game and play a bigger role now, which I think kind of everyone's on the same board as well. So yeah, I mean, all these games are they're real crucial, and like everyone's trying to race for that top 4. So yeah, I think we're ready. Yeah.
Thanks, Naz. All the best tonight.
Thank you.
So the Caps sitting 5th on the ladder with a 7-8 record, just outside the top 4 at the moment. So a big opportunity for them. Still no Jade Melbourne with a hand injury. The club parted ways with Sarah Blitzarms during the week. It was Nards Potch who stood up last week. Laurie, who will you look to today to maybe take their opportunity?
Well, I think somebody that can step up is Jada Clark. Last week she played 37 minutes and really is only averaging 18, so 12 points. She had a big input, and she will be really crucial in today's game.
So both these sides coming off confidence-boosting wins last week, a lot on the line. So let's check in courtside to Nathan Stremple as the atmosphere is building at the Key Centre. Nath, welcome to you.
Thanks, Jess. Fans in the house, they're excited. And we often talk about the coaching chess match, and tonight's kind of like a chess match where the queens for both sides come off the board early and you get to see what the other pieces can do. Couple of big outs for both teams, but now we see some of the other role players get an opportunity. I can't wait. The fans are excited. We're ready to go here in Sydney.
Thanks so much, Nath. Looking forward to your contributions this afternoon. So here we go. Starting fives on your screen for both sides today. Missing a couple of stars, but their season is still well and truly alive at the moment as we turn our attention towards the business end of the year. So here we go. It's the Flames and the Caps from the Key Centre. Away in the opening quarter. So what can we expect today, Beck and Laurie?
I think we're going to see an absolute battle for 40 minutes. Like we said, each team has key misses playing, but this gives an opportunity for others to step up. And we know these two teams, they fight hard.
Tina Akuzo misfiring her first shot of the afternoon.
And I think the saying, adversity creates opportunity, is never more so important than in today's game.
Stolen away by the Caps. Munger takes it down the floor. Potch, the game winner last week, bounces off the rim and it spills to Shanice Swain into the starting five lineup for the first time since round 8. Of course, these two sides played just a couple of weeks ago in round 11. The Caps by 30 on that day. Here's Froling for 3 to get us underway. It's no good. Kuzo runs it down the floor. Beautiful pass inside off the right to Clark. Still can't find the first bucket. It's going to be a Sydney ball.
Don't you love seeing that from your big girl, Laurie? Zatina, the 5-man, coast to coast with what could have been a dime at the other end.
I know, really showing off her point guard skills.
And what will be interesting for the Flames, Laurie, is Unique, Thompson and Lauren Nicholson, they averaged 33 points. So that's a lot of points that Sydney Flames will be missing. Do you think there's any specific actions or players they'll look to go to early to apply that scoreboard pressure?
Well, I think you've got to do it by committee. I don't think you can say one, Swain, you need to step up. I think everybody does in trying to fill the gap. But at the other end, when you have Blickovs and Malvern out, well, they have 24 points per game between them. So it really is a good battle.
Agnes Eminopa gets the scoring underway from outside the arc. Sydney draw first blood. Caps looking to respond. Kuzo misses her opportunity.
And again, that's the battle of the bigs. That will be good. Lara McSpadden, great defense, hands straight up. She also has height as well. Not a lot of others can deal with Zatina with her height and strength.
Let's check out the first bucket of the afternoon on the Amy replay.
Really good relocation by Emma Nope, when she passed the ball inside to her teammate.
Here goes the Caps looking to respond. Still searching for their first points of the afternoon. It's been intercepted by Potch. She loses it. It goes out of play. Flames ball.
When you talk about McSpadden too, Beck, she's got really good quick foot speed, lateral movement, so it's going to be more difficult for Zatina to take her off the dribble at all.
Eminopu hands it off to Froling. Into the corner for Can, works the baseline to McSpadden, but it was broken up and sent out of bounds by Kuzo.
6 seconds to shoot.
Can inbounds to Froling, working on Tina Akuzo, who fouls.
It's really important, and we just saw it there on screen with Froling, is that once you're in that motion, keep going. You see she was bumped early, but she kept going and put the shot up and finds herself at the line. Really important that you get it off.
Keely Froling averaging the 10 points, 6 rebounds per game, 84% free throw shooter so far this season. 0 from 2. To the Flames, still holding a 3-point advantage thanks to an Agnes Eminoku 3-pointer. Caps yet to hit the scoreboard. What can they draw up here? Munga to Clark, over the top to Akuzo. On the right, and it's no good.
And it was great execution. They saw the mismatch of Swain on Zatina. Now what they need, you can see the Flames defense as we see Shanice Swain with the 3. You know she can get hot in a second, Laurie. But they're starting to creep down. Double team Zatina. Now they need other players to move off her. Off-ball action cuts.
Goes Akuzo against Eminoku. That rolls in for her first points.
And that's what I really like about Zatina Akuzo. She's got great back to the basket moves. I thought that first time she wasn't aggressive enough in her move, but that time certainly she was, and she got the result she needed.
Coming off 16 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists in that stunning win over Perth. Swain misfires for 3. Ref has spotted some illegal contact.
Caps with a foul, number 10, Nicole Munger.
And the Flames will always also feel something to prove in this game. The last time they met in round 11, the Caps walked away with a 30-point victory. So although there's 2 teams that are undermanned, you still take that personal and you want to come back and show them what you're really made of.
Shanice Swain, nice pass inside. Froling couldn't find the bucket. It's taken away by Brian Catazano. Looks for options, gives it to Munga. Works away inside, the spin move and the... No, turned it over. Too many steps. Flames by 4. So Sydney, if they win today, this is where things get really interesting in this WNBL season. They're in 6th position with a 5-12 record, but if they win today, they're 1 win outside the top 4. It's still very much on the line, Laurie.
That's incredible when you think of the season and where teams, and we talk about which team is going to be able to get enough wins to get in that 4th spot. And yes, Sydney are still in the mix.
Swain battling hard. Under pressure, falls away at the Caps. Working into the corner for Munga, wide open for 3, and it drops in.
And that's Munger's shot in the corner. That was great penetration and kick out to a receiver spot. Munger doesn't need much time to shoot it. That's her mentality. Really nice finish.
Gets them back to within a point. Halfway through this opening quarter. So we see McDowell White onto the floor for the Flames. And their mid-season recruits. Here's Clark for the Caps. Brian Catazano, go to Akuzo. And draws contact.
And the Flames just need to make sure that they're looking after the ball. They've already had 4 turnovers, and that's created either mismatches down the floor or that offensive transition, Laurie, that the Caps look so good when they get stops and run.
Well, that's what they want to do. They want to try and get some easy baskets if they can in transition.
Well, we're over halfway through WNBL26, so don't miss your chance to catch a game live this summer. It's the perfect family day out, packed with energy, atmosphere and unforgettable moments. There's nothing quite like being in the crowd and being part of the action. So scan the QR code on your screen now and visit WNBL.com.au to find a game near you and get your tickets. Kuzo up to the 4 points. As having another wonderful mini stretch for Akuzo in this competition, averaging the 14 points, 5.5 rebounds per game. Look to her for another big performance today. Here goes Eminoku into the corner for Can. Shot clock sticking down. Good hustle, shown by Sissoko. The Caps come up with the ball. Off to Clark, and that didn't quite get the execution they were after.
And although they turned that over, again, just another great play phase of team defense by the Caps and then being able to push in transition.
Scores a level here at the Key Centre. Eminoku working on Sissoko off the right. Nice bucket.
Wow, that was really good. Sissoko did a good job of cutting her off going baseline, but she just took it in the middle then and had a nice little over-the-shoulder shot.
Flames by 2. Brian Catazano looking for options. Goes out to Potch. Now looks to make her move. Draws contact, off to the line for a couple.
And we spoke about Jada Clark being so impactful in their win against Perth Lynx, but Nadia Potch, as we see here, with a nice Euro step going to the basket. She had her best game of the season, as well as that buzzer beater win, but I'd really like to see her get going in this game and just keep feeding of that confidence. But Eminopu going out with her second personal foul. That's a big loss for the Flames early.
Well, it is, because both benches are really, you know, fairly thin. There's a lot of opportunity for some younger players, development-type players to step in, but fouls will be really crucial this game.
Potch draws, scores level once more here in this first quarter. Froling. And they work it out. And it's converted by Norris.
The Capitals were in a 2-3 zone just then, so a great way for Flames early to pick apart and find that high-low action post-to-post.
Kuzo, no good on the first attempt, no good on the second. It's taken down the floor by McDowell White, gets the contact, and is helped to her feet by a couple of her teammates.
So that's really not good enough for the Caps, that she's able to drive that in, and that nobody was picking her up, nobody was committing, nobody got back early enough to stop her. And so that's pure hustle.
Froling to Norris. Back to Froling. Bounces off the rim. And Sydney ball came off the hands of Clark last.
Well, one thing we know about Sydney, and they demonstrated that in their win against Bendigo, they are relentless on the offensive boards. They're first in the competition, almost averaging 16 a game. They go to the board at every single opportunity.
Flames by 2. Interesting battle unfolding so far. Both sides missing some big name stars. No Jade Melbourne for the Caps. No Blitzarves, who parted ways with the team during the week. No Unique Thompson or Lauren Nicholson for the Flames as we head courtside to Nath.
Thanks, Jess. I just noticed the Flames are switching everything defensively. They had great success with that against Bendigo, but Laurie, just interested in your insights on that. They're trusting to switching onto Zatino, and that might have been what led to Eminopu's 2 fouls.
Well, I think that's right. You've got to be careful when you switch and find yourself behind a Zatino, but that's a great finish out there because you want to give yourself the opportunity to get around, but if you can't, that's tough, tough work having Zatino catch it where she wants to.
McDowell White works away inside. They work it around the arc. Pittman wide open for 3. Can't get it done. And the rebound falls to Potch. Hands it off to Babongi. Now Morel. Look to go to Sissoko. It's Froling and Cam for company. They work it out to Clark. Now they go to Morel. Now they find Potch, who's open for 3. She knocks it down.
And what ball movement from the UC Caps. It might have been a little bit scrappy, but everyone was relocating where they could be seen. And then we see Nadia Potch is coming off, making 5 triples last game, making her second shot from the 3 today. So good to see that from her.
Well, they certainly had Sydney in rotation there. They were moving around and got a really nice shot in the end.
So the Caps have taken the lead here in the last 2.5 minutes of the opening quarter, 13-12. And pre-match, Paul Goris caught up with Nathan Strumpel, and this is what he had to say about today's contest.
Yeah, definitely is. Like, we've got outs, they've got outs. It's as I say, injuries are like unfortunately part of sport. So we've just got to deal with the same as what they do, is being able to adjust a little bit with our key outs and bringing some new people in. Emmy Shearer comes into our lineup, but you know, we got some great key pieces around, and I still like the group that we have despite the injuries and the outs that we have.
So how hard is it to stay positive when you've got so many key outs? Both sides are battling the same issue at the moment, but how important is it to keep the vibes up at training during the week?
It's huge, because what you do at training is what leads into the game. If you've had a really low week, and Laurie would know this as well, that vibe, it creeps into the weekend. But they won against the Perth Lynx with a depleted team. So they have to be up and at 'em. Everyone contributed. Yes, Nards, it was her game to shine, but everyone was amazing in that. And then you spoke earlier, Jess, about finals. If Caps win this, they leapfrog the Flyers and they go into fourth. So it's a huge game for either team.
Well, Nath was around the Flames, huddled that last time out. Nath, what were the key messages?
Thanks, Jess. A couple of key ones from Coach Scarlett. She made specific reference of Maddie Norris as she hits that mid-range jumper in that high-low action against the zone. And this is where you see these bench players stepping up. Maddie Norris had a 50-point game in the NBL1 last season. She now gets an opportunity. The other key one, though, was foul discipline. Walling up without fouling, and that's maybe alluding to M&O picking up those 2 fouls.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be important, Nath, as Laurie also mentioned earlier. It's important for these two sides to stay out of foul trouble.
Well, in a stat area where Sydney wouldn't be very happy with, they are first in personal fouls, giving away 20 per game. So it's just something they need to cut out, because it not only takes those players out of the game, but it changes your rotations, it changes your matchups. So with a depleted bench, it's really, really important that key players and everybody need to stay in the game.
So Poch leading the way for the Caps with 7 points, and Manopu with the 5 for the Flames. As we see their new recruit, Emmy Shearer, come into the action. Signed during the week, the New Zealand international. She gets her first taste of WNBL. Can handing it off to McDowell White. They look to hand it to Frolling. Works hard in these situations. Can't get the finish. Can keeps it alive to Pittman.
It's one of those offensive rebounds we talked about, giving them a second chance.
Frolling this time goes again. Penetrates hard. Goes out of play. It'll stay with Sydney.
Last touch by the Caps. Flames ball.
Minute and a half to play in this opening quarter. Flames with their noses in front by point. Can to restart play to Norris. Mid-range two, good.
That was just a breakdown from Canberra. That was an easy executed out of bounds play with 2.3 seconds on the clock.
And you have to close out to her now. She's made 2 great mid-range jump shots. You can't leave her alone.
Oh, and it's broken up by McDowell White. Takes it down the floor, off to Ken, off the right for 2, gets the contact.
Foul will be on the Caps or 9 on 11. Her second. In for Canberra.
So we take another look on replay.
Nadia Punch. At the line for our Flames, Michaela Kane.
Michaela Can at the line.
And returning, Laura McSpadden. For Keely Froley.
She makes it 2 for 2 and extends this lead now. 18-13 the way of Sydney.
With Nicholson out, it's important to have somebody like Can on the floor. She's experienced, she's got good leadership. They'll need her in a situation like this.
It's Brand Canizano off to Poch, who draws the contact. How would she be feeling, Beck, coming into today's clash, riding the high of last week? Nadia Poch with the game winner, the 23 points.
It's got to just feel so good for Nadia. She hasn't had the most consistent season, and you could see in other games she might have been second-guessing herself, but she has such great athletic ability and a huge mismatches everywhere on the floor. She's very versatile. So for her to hit those outside shots, come into this game, shoot the first one that was open, although it missed, she made her second one. she's got to be feeling really good. And with now Sarah Blitzov's gone, she's in a position where she really needs to step up for her team.
Still just 21 years of age, so much potential. She's got 8 points in this first quarter. The Flames have the advantage by 4.
Flames are doing a good job of getting the ball through hands, player, ball movement, really quick and crisp. Just see that opportunity, that little wraparound pass to McSpadden, who we know loves to roll strongly to the basket.
77% free throw shooter so far this season for Lara McSpadden. She's got a couple of titles in this competition with Sydney and Townsville. Sydney now leading 20-14, a strong opening quarter to the home side. Coming off that remarkable 11-point victory, as we mentioned, against Bendigo last week, taking down one of the title contenders, and they win the ball back here again.
And again, both teams just being a bit messy with the ball, both on 5 turnovers. Caps just with their 6, so that's something I think both coaches will be talking about at quarter time.
McSpadden hands it off to McDowell White. She recovers and puts it up and in.
I haven't seen that move before, Beth. Let's make sure that that's on film so we can follow that.
That marks the end of an entertaining opening quarter of hoops here. Saturday afternoon WNBL action at the Key Centre, and at quarter time it's the Sydney Flames 22 leading the UC Caps 14.
Okay, it's pretty loud in here, but I think we can go louder. So I want to hear some noise. Who wants to take home a t-shirt? I can't hear you. Let's make some more noise. Who wants to take home a Ford t-shirt? Thanks to Ford, we have plenty of t-shirts to give away. Woodsy's over there giving some away already. Let's hear you one more time. Make some noise. Keep screaming, because I'm not throwing until I can hear you. Keep going. Radio, thanks to our partners Ford, we have just given away some t-shirts. Stay tuned, there'll be more to give away soon.
Welcome back to Saturday afternoon WNBL action at the Key Centre. The Sydney Flames at quarter time lead the Canberra Capitals 22-14. Jess Webster with you in commentary alongside two-time WNBL champion Bet Cole and former WNBL Coach of the Year Laurie Chiswick. And courtside for us today is Nathan Stremple, who was around the Canberra huddle at quarter time. Nath, how will they look to get themselves back into this one?
Thanks, Jess. Paul Goris was absolutely scathing to the group on the effort levels on the glass. He's talking about Sydney being an offensive rebounding side. Said we're not putting a body on anyone, and it shows. Sydney 13 rebounds to the Caps 6, 5 of those offensive rebounds. The other one was offensively imploring them to move the basketball. Bet Cole, that's the thing that must frustrate you, to see the opposition outwork you.
It sure is, and whether that's one-on-one and you've got to take that personally, or as a team, you're not on a string, and That's one thing. Even if you win or lose a game, a coach can never be angry with you if you give 110% effort.
Especially coming off last week, which was all effort, heart and soul as well. He certainly wants to see more of that. Here in this second quarter, Flames by 8 at quarter time. Munga rolls out.
How did
everything
that
right.
pop out? My goodness, that was halfway through.
It touched every part of the rim.
Those ones hurt a little bit more, don't they? Go the Flames through Norris, draws contact.
I've been really impressed with Norris and her minutes tonight. A great pick and roll there. We always know Can will find you, and Norris, she's just hit her open shot that she's taken, and again, good pump fake off 2 feet there as we see Shearer with the foul. Really been impressed with her minutes tonight.
And that's the opportunity we're talking about. Somebody like Norris, who hasn't played a lot of big minutes so far this season, to be able to come in at this stage of the game and have an impact is really important and really good for her development.
So talented, 5 points. And then takes a rest. Does Maddie Norris. Flames by 9. Cats still yet to settle into this one, you feel. Goes Brian Catazano, driving hard. Picks up a foul along the way. So Can, Swain, McSpadden, Froley, McDowell, White on the floor to start the second quarter for the Flames, and Munga, Pod, Jacuzo, Brian Catazano, and then new recruit, Emmy Shearer, on the floor for the Caps.
To be honest with the Capitals, they just haven't been clicking yet so far this game and really playing like a team. And they've been without Melbourne and Blickovs for a few games now, so that's not really the problem for them. They just don't seem to be on the same page.
Flames 23, Caps 16. Shanice Swain, ball in hand. Bumps off her opponent, comes up short on the shot. Munga fires it off to Poch. Beautiful athleticism and the finish to go with it.
That's better. That's what they need, is a bit of energy out there. Maybe a nice, easy transition basket. Players were running the floor. She had some options to pass it to.
Falling off the right, and it's tapped forward by Poch. Munga, feet set, wide open. She loves it in that position.
That's her money spot, Laurie.
Well, in transition too, that was a really great skip pass, but again, a transition basket. Second one in a row, 5 points.
Draws them to within 2. Can works her way inside and gets the contact on her way through, off to the line for a couple.
Foul is on the Caps, number 66, Shearer.
Let's check out this last triple on the Amy replay. Nicole Munga, her second of the day.
And a great skip pass by Isa Brancanisado there. Just heads up play, finding your shooter on the other side of the floor.
Shooting 2.
Kayla Can, 1 from 2. Sydney still in front by 3. Caps, you feel, are starting to lift. Brian Calzano to Poch. They work it in tie. Inside to Zakuzo, who had the mismatch, and gets it done.
Well, that was a really quick recognition of the mismatch, the size, the strength, and Zatino, no problem finishing that off.
Dow White. Hands it off to Froley. Tapped out of play by Poch.
And that's what's great about Munga and Poch, is you saw Froley and McDowell White have 2 different sets of screens, and they can just switch each time because they're both strong, they're both long, so it's a great asset.
Caps win the ball back. Pass transition to Brian Catazano. Thought about handing it off, goes for it herself. It's no good. Spadden with the rebound. Can sweeping pass was pinpoint, and Froley with nice touch.
Maybe this game will just turn into a bit of a a track race.
Brent Catazzano off the glass for 2.
A great rip drive baseline. Just that little fake. Got her player off balance and great take.
And as the Caps close to within 1, we're heading to a timeout here in the second quarter. The Flames 26, the Caps 25. So they have lifted in the last couple of minutes, Laurie, the Caps, and they're closing.
Well, I think it's become on the shot selection of Sydney hasn't been great, and that's given the Caps the opportunity to grab the rebound and run. And once you get a few transition baskets, you all of a sudden start getting more energy, and you run harder, you play harder. So it was a really timely timeout.
So Poch leading the way, the only player in double figures at the moment with 10 points. Tina Akuzo with the 5 rebounds. She's got 5 points as well. Flames overall leading the rebounds 16-11. The offensive rebounds 5-1. In that statistic.
That's a big one you have to look at too, is the offensive rebounds.
So the Flames led by 8 points at quarter time. The Caps have closed to within 1 here in the second quarter as he exit a timeout and head courtside to Nath, who was around the sitting huddle at that timeout. Nath, what did you hear?
Thanks, Jess. Renee Garlett quick to call that timeout. Just says they're gassed, taking early shots, which is leading in transition for the Capitals. Wants to play motion, late shots, predictable shots, lead to a predictable result and let them stop the transition. But Laurie, question for you. Naz Poch has been a problem for the Capitals. Is it a case for the Flames to play through and make her accountable defensively to try and limit her impact at the offensive end?
Well, I guess you could try and get her into foul trouble and make her play some defense, really attack her, because she certainly is key to this Canberra team in today's game.
Swain off to McSpadden. No good. Kuzo with another rebound.
Sometimes I think, though, when you've got changes in your lineups and that, it's better off to just keep things simple. Don't try and do anything different than what you've worked on or you know, planned, and keep it simple. Keep it basic.
Flames by 3, halfway through the second quarter. Shanice Swain. To McSpadden, into the corner for Martin, onto the floor and onto the scoreboard.
Great pass, and Beck, you talked about McSpadden at the start of the show, her high basketball IQ, and that was on display there. No hesitation when she saw she was doubled as to pass that out.
Ran Catazzano. Handing it off to Akuzo. It looks to go to Poch. Where's the contact? And that rolls in for 2.
And what a great backdoor cut, Laurie. We said the Caps weren't quite on the same page in that first quarter, but that transition has really got them going. The energy has definitely lifted, and just a great read between Akuzo and Poch.
Martin handing it off to Froling. Gets around Poch, runs into Akuzo. She'll head to the charity stripe for a pair.
Foul will be on the Caps, number 15, Tina Akuzo. Second.
So as Froling makes her way to the line, there's no better way to show your club loyalty this WNBL season than repping your favourite player's jersey. Whether you're in the stands or watching from home, you can wear it with pride. Check out this season's full range of club merch now at WNBLstore.com.au.
You know, we talked a lot about McSpadden, but Froling's the other one on this team that's experienced. She's been around for a long time. We know she's tough out there. She'll play big minutes, and she really needs to continue stepping up, both offensively and defensively, as we see her go to the bench to sit for a well-earned rest.
Down to the 8th, courtside.
Thanks, Jess. Key moment here for the Flames. Emma Nopu back on the floor with 2 fouls. But an observation here, courtside, Renee Garlett's teams are famous for their togetherness and their energy, and the bench energy is electric here. We saw it in the first quarter when Maddie Norris started going off, and when Caitlin Martin hit that triple, the entire bench, even the injured players, were up on their feet and getting around their teammate.
It's great to see, Nate. Thank you. Here's Eminopu to the action, off to McDowell White for three. So this is an impressive response from the Flames after the Caps drew within one to force the last timeout. And they head into this timeout with a 36-27 lead here in the second quarter as we check it all out on replay.
And that's what McDowell White can do. She's a great three-point shooter. She's been a great addition to the Flames team, and she hasn't come in and been wary. She's just absolutely been filled with confidence as a point guard, facilitating the ball to her team, but also shooting her shots. And again, with Nicholson out, another guard who can definitely put points on the board.
I agree. I think she's a great pickup, and she's playing with confidence. It's hard to step in a team at this stage of the season when, you know, they haven't won as many games and that, but she's come in there and really done her own thing and been really, really a positive influence.
This is her 6th game for the Flames, averaging the 6.5 points, 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists. She joined the club ahead of round 10. And so far in her 5 games, highlighted by that 17 points, 4 rebounds against the Caps in round 11.
Well, she's also 4th in steals across the whole competition. So that just shows that she's got good hands, good anticipation. She's not afraid to go after it. And, you know, she needs to bring that again to today's game.
Spent a couple of years with Townsville, most recently played over in New Zealand. So she has been lively since joining the Flames a few weeks ago. They've restored a 9-point lead here with 4 minutes left in the second. So far controlling the contest. Quarter of a few momentum swings. So what can the Caps do here with 4 minutes left? And they hand it off to Akuzo, working on McSpadden. It's a great battle. McSpadden defended well.
She did defend well because she didn't give her body. Akuzo had one bump and McSpadden released it, so then Akuzo wasn't quite sure where she was, and then McSpadden, as she turned, was able to wall up. Really good defense.
Oh, McDowell White, back-to-back triples.
That's the confidence we're talking about. Nothing was really going on. She had the length of Potch on her and just dribbled straight into a three-point shot.
Nath was at the Canberra huddle the last time out. Nath, what did Paul Goros have to say?
Thanks, Jess. The level of frustration for Paul Goros is growing. The message was the same at quarter time. He just said the level of physicality is not there. Kelly Froling walked into 2 offensive rebounds.
It's a new game high, 12-point lead to the Flames. Brand Catazano finds her way through traffic. That bounces in for 2.
One thing you know, anytime Isabel Brand-Catazano is on the court, she is going to bring you energy. She's going to bring you hustle, positivity.
McDowell White, no good. It's knocked out of play, and looks like it'll stay with the Flames. Shanice Swain has a rest. Factor B, Caps ball came off Sydney hands last. Here's Clark for the Caps. Making her way around the arc. Sissoko checks into the game, hands it off to Potch. Shot clock ticking down. Works her way inside, tough finish. Can't get it done on the first attempt, then gets fouled on the second.
Just watching that defensive play stage, I was watching Maddie Norris, and she was doing a great job of trying to get around Akuzo, so she was 3/4 fronting her. Akuzo moved away, and there she was there for the split line help, but then just kind of the next rotation with her team didn't get it done, but really impressive by Norris.
We're on burger watch at the moment. Potch misses her first free throw. Fans are hungry, but they'll have to wait a little longer.
I love that burger watch.
Flames by 9. Can to Norris. Now finds Brand Catazano up to McDowell White to Froling. Misfires. Can cleans it up. Back to Froling. Trying to get around Akuzo. Now to McDowell White. Off to Eminopu. Shot clock's ticking down. They find McDowell White. He's got the hot hand in this second quarter. That's her third three-pointer.
Well, that is tough because the shot clock was expiring when she caught that pass. She really just had to let it launch, and what a great shot.
Kuzo fighting hard off the left. Nicely done.
But again, Laurie, that shot comes from another offensive rebound from the Flames, and Paul Goris will not be happy with that.
Eminopu to Frolling. Now to Can. Oh, an acrobatic reverse. And gets the call too.
Well, again, you could see the team in the background. As Nathan was saying, they are up and about. There we see Loz Nicholson and her teammates. They were happy with that. What a move.
Let's check it out again from Michaela Can.
Two-handed scoop.
Exactly, two-handed scoop. 2 ice cream scoops for me, Laurie.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Misses the free throw, but wins it back easily. Hands it off to Frolling.
Good.
Norris back to Can, to McDowell White. She wants another triple. Not quite.
Thought that almost went in.
It looked like it for a moment.
I liked it, though. I like that she took it because she's just made the last couple. It was a good shot, a good open shot.
Coach Killer was, she got fouled. So she heads to the line for 3.
It is. A player never means to do it when we foul a three-point shooter. But, Laurie, it is one of the cardinal sins, isn't it?
It certainly is. Especially if she makes this third shot, which she does.
She makes them pay full price, and Jess McDowell White is now the leading scorer of this game with 14. And the Flames have a new game-high lead of 15 points. Kuzo working on Norris. Can't find the bucket. It'll be a Flames ball. They are well on top here at the Key Centre.
And we see the Flames sort of in a 1-3-1 type zone, which we've seen a few teams this season go to that sort of zone, and it really can force issues, and they've done a great job. Not long left, and they've held Caps to 32 points.
Can looks to go to Eminopu, went through the hands of Munga, stays alive for the Flames. Oh! Norris has come to the party!
The bank is open!
Oh my goodness! When things are going well, things are going well.
We're up to 50 points. And that's a foul going the way of the Caps. Probably gets to
the basket.
And I think she's lucky she got away with a bit of maybe a hook there, but again, Tage Morrell, someone who could really bring some good needed minutes from the Caps inside. She's been such a great player, stepping up when Akuzo was out. And again, just very cool, calm and collected customer.
Yeah.
Flames win the ball back. You can see the Caps bench, top of screen.
Well,
we're happy with that call.
Let's see in these last 14 seconds if we can get another 3 out of Sydney.
We've seen some incredible shooting in the last couple of weeks of this competition. Jazz Shirley, of course, buzzer beater from half court against Townsville. Nance Podge last week, the game winner against Perth.
Well, Sydney right now are shooting the 3 ball at 64%, 7 from 11. That's incredible.
McDowell White, she's knocked down 3 triples in this quarter. What will she do here? She finds an open Norris into the corner for Pittman. Oh! Yes, it drops in! And the Sydney bench are loving it. Why wouldn't you? They have blown this match open in the second quarter and given us something to cheer about on the halftime buzzer. The Flames, 53. The Caps, 34 at halftime. So plenty for the Caps to work on at halftime. The Flames by 8 at quarter time, and they're staring down a 19-point deficit at halftime. The Flames are one win away from being one win outside the top 4.
Oh, well, there's still a long time to go, and there'll be a lot of chatting in that halftime in the locker rooms, especially from Paul Goris and Canberra. But how exciting. And those Sydney players should have a smile on their face.
Yeah, bouncing up and down. Let's head courtside to Nathan Strempel, who is with one of the players of that first half, and Jess McDowell-White with a 14 points and 4 rebounds, Nath.
That's it, 14 and 4, 12 in that quarter. Jess, you're top 10 in the league in assists and steals. You're quickly finding your feet, but you led the scoring here. 3 triples, 14 for the game, 12 that quarter. You look like you're feeling good out there.
Yeah, I think a bit early, we were probably taking a bit of unpredictable shots, and that led to them in trans. Trans D wasn't great, but I think once we started getting stops and playing through our, third side, getting the ball through hands, I thought we were getting really good looks.
Talk to us about the togetherness of this group, bunch of change and adversity, but the energy when we saw Maddie Norris get going, saw Caitlin Martin hit the 3, even down to Morgan Nicholson injured, they're up off the bench getting around everyone.
Yeah, 100%. We're obviously very happy when anyone can do their thing, but I think, it's like next man up every time, and I think everyone's come in and stepped up and done a great job.
Well, you're doing a great job, 53 for the half, not bad. All the best for the second.
Thank you.
So a massive first half from the Sydney Flames as they fight to keep their season alive here this afternoon. They lead the Caps by 19 points at halftime. Bet Cole and Laurie Chiswick to analyse the first half after the break. Stay with us.
Show us how it's done. Then you girls are going to go head-to-head in the competition. Over to you, Woodsy.
All right, girls, watch me. This is what you got to do, right? You take the ball, you dribble. Get to Google, lay up. Dribble to Amy. Then we go around the cones, yeah? In and around all the cones. Get to Hungry Jacks. We'll do a bounce pass into the Bunnings basket, just like that. Run down here, pick up the ball. Go down here, quick spin move in minor hotels. Go over to the Salon warehouse around there, another Google layup, reclaim the ball, reclaim the game, come over here, dribble through and around these cones, come through the WNBL logo, dribble down and do one final layup. Pretty simple, one at a time, and we will time you. You got it?
Rightio. Do we have it, girls? Okay, quickly.
Yeah,
okay, we're going to need some energy from the crowd. And I know you guys are Shell Harbour Bulls as well, so let's get around our girls.
Come back. Wait till she counts you in.
Over here. Okay, who's going first? Quick, scissors, paper, rock. One round only.
Dribble through the cones again.
Ready? Okay, Ramona is going first, so we need all the help we can get to count these girls in, okay? So we're going to count them in on 3. On 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, she's off. Great shot, Ramona. Okay, keep going. Great dribbling. Around the bones. Oh, quick. Okay, big bounce. Oh, it went in, Ramona. Keep going.
No, they won't. Just dribble. You don't have to bounce one in.
That was Lockie's fault. Keep going. Go a bit higher. Oh. Yes, great job. Keep going. Ramona, only one in. Rebel make it 2. Keep going. Make this leg up. Come on, Shell Harbour Bulls. Let's make some noise. You've got this, Ramona. Keep going. The backboard. Yes. Great job. Keep going. We're on a time limit. We've got to speed it up. Let's make some noise. Keep going. And the rest of the crowd.
What a big performance from her this afternoon. Munga gives it back to Zatina for the early points.
It was huge. I mean, you know, I suffered a lot of injuries when other Asia Cups happened, and I think being able to go to this one and having that experience in Turkey really helped with my game, and I'm playing under Goz, I think gave me a lot of confidence as well, so then I felt even more confident to then play with them in the WNBL.
Watch arrives, perfectly placed.
I'm always one to just take it step by step, but definitely World Cup is on my mind as well. But at the moment, I'm just trying to get better, and when that comes around, that will be my focus. But right now, WNBL is where I'm at.
Akuso, 2 feet in the keyway.
Wearing blue is very different, and being in Canberra is very different. But you know, I'm a different person now.
Well, she just got there. Zatina now from 3.
Oh, I don't know where it came. I just saw it on TikTok and I was like, I need one of those. And then I ended up with 10, so here we are. But yeah, Goz got us some La Fufus, some fake ones, and that was amazing. He even got us little uniforms for them as well, so that was really cute. But I took the uniform off and put it on my Labubu because I couldn't be walking around with a La Fufu.
Off to Akuso on the left. Come on!
7 points and 5 rebounds at half-time for our Aussie opal Zatina Akuso, but her side, the UC Caps, trailed the Sydney Flames by 19 points at half-time. Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick with me at the desk to analyse the first half. Guys, what do we make of Sydney's performance so far?
Sydney have been absolutely impressive, and I think in that first quarter they were turning the ball over. It was leading into Caps' offensive transition, but then they cleaned it up. They were getting their own stops. Again, like you said, Zatina still got great points and rebounds on the board, but shooting at 27%, so they're making her life hard. But what ball movement and shooting, Laurie?
Well, and I think that's what it came down to, was their shot selection, not taking early shots, not just one quick dribble and pull up, because when they did that, that's when the Caps had the comeback in that second half and got to within a couple of points. So once they cleaned that up and they started, as you said, ball movement, player movement, that really made the difference. And then didn't their three-point shooting just come to the fore in that second quarter?
The Flames by 8 at quarter time. The Caps made a run, as you said, Laurie. They got within a point ahead of the first time out in the second quarter, but Sydney responded in a really positive way, and they just blew it open in the last half of that second quarter. Jess McDowell-White knocked down 3 triples in that second quarter alone. She leads the game with 14 points. She's been amazing.
She really has, and Laurie and I spoke about earlier just what a great addition that she's been to the Flames, and the confidence she's had just to come in, play her game, and again, hasn't she been great from beyond the arc tonight? And she's really lifted her team, and the confidence the Flames are playing with right now is super impressive.
Well, and it's especially impressive because they're without Nicholson, they're without Thompson, who are their 2 leading scorers, and they haven't had a lot of time to prepare without them. So to have this done by committee, their scoring and what they're doing out there is very impressive.
Blackmore was head-to-head, the battle of the bigs, Froling and Akuso. Froling with the 10 points, Akuso with the 7. So Nance Poch leads the way with 17 points, Laurie. Akuso next on 7. Who else needs to stand up for the Caps?
Well, I think Akuso still needs to. I think she needs to do more. I think she's got the size, she's got the capability, the back-to-the-basket moves. I think she has to really present. Her team have to be patient and get the ball, take advantage of those mismatches. And then she needs to go to work early, because what Sydney are doing are trying to, those guards, Michaela Cam, come around and swoop in and get the ball. So I think she can be way more influential in the second half.
Let's take a closer look at Jess McDowell-White's afternoon so far. So this is her 6th game for the Flames since joining them as an injury replacement player. Formerly played with Townsville, born in Brizzy, now finding her way at Sydney Flames. 14 points at half-time, and these are some of her amazing highlights, particularly in the second quarter.
Yeah, she's just been great, like we said. As the point guard, when Can isn't in that position, she's just really been executing the offense for the Flames. Great at pushing the ball on offensive transition, and then just been shooting her shot, whack, 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 from outside the 3-point line.
And these are the stories we love, Laurie. She comes midway through the season. She does have WNBL experience, but recently played in New Zealand, to come back in our competition and really take her opportunity. Things we love to see.
Well, it is, and Sydney really needed that replacement for the point guard. Olivia Poupe was out with her concussion for the rest of the season. Morgan was out, so they needed somebody else. It couldn't all fall on Can's shoulders. So really a great pickup and a really good opportunity for McDowell White.
She clearly loves playing against the Caps a couple of weeks ago. Season high 17 points for McDowell White. She's got 14 at halftime. To the Flames, they have laid down the challenge to the Caps today, who are fighting for a place in the top 4. The Flames at halftime lead by 19 points. Can the Canberra Capitals come back in the second half? Stay with us. On the other side of the break, we've got the third quarter coming up next.
Rightio, let's get those shoes up in the air, stand up, and a little dance as well. Let's get the energy and the vibes going. Show us your shabbiest shoes. I don't want to see brand new, I can see some terrible bones. No judgment, but they're definitely due for an upgrade. Okay, now I'm not going to pick a winner unless we have some noise with it. So I want to hear screaming noise, the loudest you can be, even louder, and let's see who wants to take home a $150 Foot Locker voucher to buy themselves a new pair of kicks. Right over up on the screen. Bear with me. Keep those shoes in the air. We still are yet to pick a winner, but we're running out of time.
Halftime at the Key Centre, and the Sydney Flames have a big margin against the UC Caps, 53-34 at halftime. What did this Canberra Capitals outfit got for us in the second half? Jess Webster with you in commentary this afternoon, alongside two-time WNBL champion Bet Cole and former WNBL Coach of the Year Laurie Chiswick. And courtside for us today is Nathan Strempel. Nath, the Flames dominant in the first half.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. It's always funny to see how a game's going to play out when key pieces are out. We talk about the Flames being a rebounding team. You wonder if that continues without Unique Thompson, and we've seen that today. They're also second in the league in threes attempted at a touch over 26, whereas the Capitals last in the league, a touch over 20. Now, usually Loz Nicholson's a big part of that, but that's continued today for the Flames. It's that three-point shooting that's really broken this open, with the team going 8 for 12. So perhaps that's one to watch, whether the Caps adjust to try and run the Flames off the perimeter in the second half.
Thanks, Nate. Looking forward to this third quarter. Jess McDowell-White leading the way with 14 points for the Flames in the first half. Kelly Froling with the 10. Nards Potch, the leading scorer for the Caps, with 13 as we get the third quarter underway. They'll need to lift their intensity here in the third, the Caps. They want to get themselves back into this one. Kuzo handing it off to Clark. Pulls up for two. Bounces off the rim. Akuzo with an important rebound. Then goes for it herself off the left.
Really good start for Akuzo. She had good position. She didn't get the ball, but had a good position for that offensive rebound and went up strongly against Froling.
McSpadden handing it off to Eminopu. Now into the corner for McSpadden. A one-on-one battle with Akuzo continues. Misfires for two. It's won back by Froling to Can. Now they go back to McSpadden, but it's chopped off by Munga. Akuzo to Clark. They work it into the corner. Brancatisano back to Clark. Out top of the arc to Akuzo. Poch. It's back to Akuzo. And handing it off to Munga. And two.
And that was, again, better off-ball munment. They went back inside to Zatina, who we wanted to see get going. Then we see here the double team comes from help side Keely Froling. But Munga cut, made herself available, and then she gets a nice little mid-range.
And it was smart of Zatina to go after Eminopu because she's sitting on 2 fouls. If she could get her third early, that would certainly take the wind out of her sails.
Completes the three-point play to get the Caps off on the right foot to start this third quarter. Trying to eat away at this deficit that the Flames have built in a strong opening half. Shanice Swain for three. Comes up short. Brancatisano with the rebound. Oh, that pass. Wide of Akuzo, out of play. Flames ball.
Just a little bit of indecision, which they can't afford at all. You've got to be really precise. Your ball passes have to be really crisp.
Falling to Can, now to Swain. Shot clock down at 5. Swain. Oh, the reverse from Can. That's a couple she's given us this afternoon.
Queen of the reverse game in tonight's game, Laurie.
Here goes Clark for the Caps. Trying to get through McSpadden, can't. Munga to Akuzo. A little fumble. Now out to Brancatisano. Has to fire, and a little bit too much on that as the shot clock expires.
What great team defense. But as we look at this Amy replay, Shanice Swain penetrating 2 feet in the paint and a teardrop reverse off the glass. But the Flames then down the other end getting another great team defensive stop.
McSpadden. It's blocked by Akuzo, but wins it back. Goes again. Had to put it up. Oh, the shot clock was ticking down. Tough shot as she makes it.
Talk about poise from McSpadden. She knew the clock was ticking down. There was nobody to pass it to, and with all the composure in the world, just shot that.
Poch handing it off to Munga. Caps need a spark. Gives it to Brancatisano, working on Swain. They work it into the corner for Clark. Can't get it done.
I feel like Poch needs to be more influential. She's just floating a little bit right now. You know, she rolled inside, she had a mismatch, but really didn't present, and they need her being really aggressive.
She is showing some hustle there, but call going the Flames' way.
And along with Poch, keep going inside to Z. You had a great few possessions, and then you've gone away with it. Keep going to an action until the well dries out.
Sydney 57, Caps 39. Swain. It's around Brancatisano. Can't knock it down. Brancatisano takes it down the floor through the hands of Munga and Akuzo. They work it to Clark. Now to Poch. See if she can inject herself. Handing it off to Akuzo. That's right, that's nicely done. Takes her tally to 11 plus 6 rebounds. We're on double-double watch for Zatina Akuzo. Can to McSpadden. No good.
And if the Caps can come into this saying, let's get a few possessions of 3 stops in a row and then execute down the other end, they can chip away at this lead.
Munger in the corner. That's what her side needed. 12 points, 3 steals, 3 rebounds. And the margin back to 13. It was 18 at halftime. Halfway through this third quarter. Swain to Eminopu. Now looks to work away inside.
That was a great change of pace for Eminopu. She just rounded that corner, put the burners on, put the jets on. You can see here just change of pace, and really Munger had no chance of defending that.
McCann and McSpadden take a rest. It's been a lively City bench this afternoon. And Eminopu at the line. Well, coming up in WA, see all the NBL and WNBL teams do battle at RAC Arena for Hoops Fest. It tips off in Perth next week. It's Australasia's biggest basketball culture and lifestyle festival in WA with all the big stars, including Bryce Cotton there as well. Get your tickets now by scanning the QR code or visiting hoopsfest.com.au. Clark to Potch. Oh, she goes away, gets around Eminopu, and the contact.
What footwork by Potch on that possession.
15 points for Potch today, coming off 23 against Perth. A thrilling 3-point win. They've got a bit of work to do here to chase down the Flames. They lead by 13. So these are important shots for Potch. 5 minutes to go in the third. Flames by 12.
Well, Sydney are 8th in the competition, last in the competition when it comes to defense, averaging 85 points. And what a lovely shot there. And right now, holding the Caps to 47. Coach Renee Garlick would be really happy with that.
And may I add, Norris is on 100% shooting right now.
So just as they did in the second quarter, the Flames responding to a little run on here by the Caps. So we see Pittman and Potch tangle.
And I think another player that was impressive in that first half, Laurie, you mentioned, was just the leadership of Keely Froling. She also had the 10 points in the first half, which is her average per game so far this season. So I think if she can still be influential on the scoreboard, she has 4 rebounds, 2 assists as well, that will really help her team.
Well, plus
Shearer.
3-point shot from Emmy Shearer. But plus Keely Froling is doing the heavy lifting with Zatina as well. So it's a hard battle, but she's doing a great job.
One way to get your first points in the competition from Emmy Shearer. Pittman, Eminopu, Froling, McDowell, White and Norris. A quarter at the moment for the Flames, and for the Caps, Pochacuzo, Clark, Brown, Catazano and Shearer making her first appearance for the club today. Pittman finds herself at the line.
Renee Garlick has done a good job of rotating her players. Nobody's sort of played much over 20 minutes so far in this game.
What do you want to see from the Caps in these last 4 minutes, Beck? How do they get themselves back and challenge the Flames on the scoreboard?
I think when it starts down the other end of the floor, you have to get defensive stops. See if they can get going in offensive transition again. That's what worked for them in the first half. But for me, look inside to Zatina, get her in pick and rolls. If she doesn't have the ball, she's drawing attention. And for Potch, get her in pick and rolls going downhill or some off-ball screens where she can either flare or curl, because she does have that mismatch advantage inside as well to finish over the smaller Flames guards.
Keep your eye on Zatina, because there was a couple of possessions where I thought she looked a little fatigued. She was slow getting up the court, and then she didn't step inside the paint the whole possession. So just keep an eye out on her.
Flames by 12. And we're by 19 at half-time, so a better quarter from the Caps. Flames currently have the edge. And Minopu gets around Clark. Now she's travelled. Caps win the ball back.
And again, good Team D. That's what you see Caps need to keep doing right now.
Clark hands it off to Akuzo. It's McSpadden for company. Back out to Clark. Now they work it to Shearer, to Clark. A long-range three, bounces off the rim. Rebound to Eminopu. Dow White was fantastic in that first half. Oh, she's lost it. Caps ball.
This is a good little phase for the Capitals right now. They've stemmed the flow of Sydney. They need to continue now and just chip away at that lead, put a little bit more scoreboard pressure on Sydney.
3 minutes to go in the third. Akuzo against McSpadden. Akuzo's tough.
That's just nice work. From the elbow, rip drive into the spin move, strung off the glass. Get it to Zatina Akuzo.
14 points now. She's the one that's holding them up.
Minopu misfires for 3. Margin back to 10. Shearer in the corner. Can't get it done, but Clark with a rebound. To Akuzo.
And Laurie, you definitely feel the momentum has shifted now towards the Capitals.
Poch to Akuzo. Shot clock ticking down. She has to put it up. Just not enough energy on that shot.
It was exactly the right shot, though. Exactly the right decision by Akuzo to crab, fish, and walk her way with her defender down.
Dow White. Norris for 3!
She continues the 100% Beck Cole.
I am so impressed with Norris tonight. Shooting her shot as she should.
It was Jess McDowell White with 3 triples in the second. Norris with 2 here in the third. Shearer. No good. Norris with a rebound. McDowell White looks to make a move. That one's no good. The rebound to Clark. 90 seconds left here in the third. Flames by 13. Babongi over the top to Akuzo. Well defended by McSpadden. Norris hands it off to McDowell White, who runs it down the floor. Pittman to Norris.
No way.
Not this time. The first miss. They win it back through Eminopu and then work it to Pittman from long range. Got it!
And the Flames are shooting 55% from the three-point line. That's a big reason why this lead is what it is in this match.
Well, normally they shoot 32%, so they are shooting the lights out.
Poch off the right, it rolls in. They needed that bucket. 19 points the difference it was at half-time. The Caps closed it within 10, just like Sydney did in the second quarter. They've done it again in the third and restored a healthy advantage as the seconds tick down to three-quarter time.
They need to not shoot early, use the full shot clock.
Eminopu, no good. Akuzo, the sweeping pass to Shearer. Just couldn't settle in time. And at three-quarter time, the Sydney Flames lead by 14, 69-55. One more massive quarter to come as both these sides look to keep their WNBL finals hopes alive. Stay with us. The final quarter is coming up after the break.
Okay, if you're a loyal fan of ours here at the Sydney Flames, you would know that we give away a Canon camera. Now wait a second, because this one is the EOS R50V Canon camera. Now this is valued at $1,500, but what I need you to do is, we've already got some poses up in the crowd, but you have to strike a pose and hold that pose. So I want to see your best poses out there, but you've got to strike a pose and you've got to hold it, okay? Radio, I can see some good poses up there, but I need to see even better. You know, sometimes people even get on each other's shoulders, and we make some noise as well. Let's get the energy going. Whoever is the loudest for our Flames girls, keep the poses going. Let's hold it still, hold it still. We love a love heart. Okay, if that's you in the Flames jersey, number 4, you are taking home this Canon camera right in my hand.
The Sydney Flames lead the UC Caps 69-55 at three-quarter time. One more big final quarter to come as the race to the final series heats up. Jess Webster with you alongside two-time WNBL champion Bet Cole, former WNBL Coach of the Year Laurie Chiswick. And courtside for us this afternoon is Nathan Strempel, who was around both huddles at that three-quarter time break. Nath, what were the key messages heading into this final quarter?
For Paul Goris and the Capitals, they're down 14. He just continued to emphasise effort and intensity at the defensive end. That's all they shift it and make a run. For Renee Gale from the Flames, she applauded the side for steadying the run when Canberra were coming at them and just set its fundamentals to bring this home and get this win. It's wall-ups defensively, ball movement at the offensive end.
Thank you, Nath. A lot on the line in this final quarter. Shanique Swain puts it up. It's no good. So Flames by 8 at quarter time. 19 at half time. The Caps made inroads in that third quarter. This will face a 14-point deficit here in the last. Morel to Sissoko and Munga. Dances around the arc, hands it off to Sissoko. She misfires. Can to McSpadden. Shearer got a hand and broke it up. Can, as the shot clock ticks down, drives, and where's the contact? Caps would love to see Sissoko come into the game a little bit in this last quarter. Beck, haven't seen a lot of her, hasn't yet hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, they sure would, and she had a great game against Perth with a double-double and 11 points and 11 rebounds, and she's someone who I thought would have definitely impacted this game. She's so athletic. She can shoot inside the mid-range, get inside the paint off the dribble as well. So I would like to see her get a few more minutes, but really just bring that energy that we know she can.
Yeah, she's only played 6 minutes so far this game, so that's interesting.
She scored 41 points in the last 3 games, so the double-double, as you mentioned, 10 points the previous week against Sydney and 20 points against Perth in their second game of round 11.
Sometimes it's about who you match up on and whether that matchup is a good one.
Oh, Munga can't get that one to drop, but good hustle from Morel, who also draws the contact. Actually notes. Well, the score won't count.
And the Caps did do a good job in that last quarter of turning that momentum around. So they know they can do it, but they really have to get things going now and also look to you players who are really finding the basket. So right now, that's, to me, Munga, that's Satina, that's Poch. And even look at Morel inside. She's a big target, big body, but they need to get stops. But again, Sydney, being quite a young and new team, they've done a great job at steadying that ship, and when Canberra threw a punch, they punched right back.
Paul Goris has been mentioning in his huddles, wanting to see the effort and intensity. Do the Caps look tired or flat to you today, or is it Sydney been too good? As we see burgers for this hungry Sydney crowd. The code is on your screen, WATTAIN. Make sure you head to the WNBL app and click through for your free Hungry Jack's cheeseburger.
Well, I actually thought they did look a little flat at various stages during the game, which really surprised me coming in after that great win against, you know, a highly fancied Perth team. And so it did sort of surprise me, but they just keep making these little runs at Sydney. And if they want to get back into this game, just get it under that 10-point margin, and then you can see what happens. There we go. That's a good start.
And they need to make it count. Shearer, oh, the deflection and block by Emma Nopu. They win the ball back. McSpadden. McDowell White. To Can, and they find the open McSpadden, who couldn't make her shot. Morel with the rebound.
Missed shot, but what great execution on that play.
13 points the difference, 8 minutes to play. Shearer to Sissoko, finds her way through off the left, draws contact.
And I like that by Sissoko. She gets the ball inside, doesn't feel set, passes it back out, then she seals, get where she wants her defender to be on her back, and then a nice move against the mismatch on McDowell White.
She makes the first, which is her first point of the contest.
Well, she averages 11 points a game, so highly unlikely for her to just be getting her first points at the 7.5 minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Brings them to within 11. Is it a question, Laurie, in these last 8 minutes of who wants it more?
Well, yes and no. I think it's a matter of who's got the experience, who's got the leadership, you know, who can make the right decisions.
Can from the corner, no good. Sissoko with the rebound. Munga to Brancatisano. So since the Flames led by 8 points at quarter time, as the referee spots a foul, Canberra have done this a couple of times, made a little run, gotten within this 8 to 10 kind of margin, and the Flames have managed to find a response every time.
And you can see now, and I mentioned it earlier in the coverage, that Sydney are already on 5 fouls with 7 minutes to go. So every time a foul's committed, they send Canberra to the line. They're 8th in the competition. They're averaging 20 fouls a game. So it's just something they really need to clean up and play clean defense this last 7 minutes.
Canberra faithful in the crowd, getting behind that one. Second bounces off the rim. So 10 minutes at 10 points, 7 minutes to go. What have we got left in this contest? Here's Can for the Flames. To McDowell White, who set the line in the opening half and gives us another triple here in the last.
She needed 0 time and space to get that shot off. It literally hit her hands in the shot pocket and was in the air.
17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Jess McDowell White today. Equals her season high. Gives the Flames some much needed breathing room.
Last touch by
Sydney ball.
Flames ball.
Let's check it all out on the Amy replay. Jess McDowell White. I think that's a 4th of the day. Back to 13 points. Frolling to Eminopu to Pittman. Back to Eminopu. Now fires. That's no good. Sissoko with the rebound and takes it away.
The Caps are doing a good job at forcing Sydney into those outside shots, so you just have to make sure you're getting your hand to the right shooters and then boxing out.
However, they are shooting at 50% right now from three-point range.
Potts, shot clock ticking down, has to manufacture something. It rolls in. Keeps things ticking along for the Caps. Up to 20 points and 5 rebounds, coming off 23 last week against Perth. Pittman of Frolling. Into the corner for Eminopu. McDowell White from the car park, not quite. Posh with a rebound. Is this the Caps' opportunity? To Sissoko. That's a foul.
I'd like to see a replay of that.
Technical foul
Here is your replay, Beck.
on the Flames bench.
I think we also may have a technical foul as well off the Flames bench.
Not sure if her feet were exactly set in that.
We're going to head to a timeout here. 5 minutes, 27 seconds on the clock. The Flames by 11, 74 to 63. So the Flames are up on the scoreboard, Beck and Laurie. Do you sense the Caps are coming here?
I do, I definitely do. I think right now that this timeout by Renee, she really needs to settle them, tell them to go back and work on what's gotten them there so far, and that is good ball movement, good player movement, patience, get good shot selection so they can get back on defense and not allow the Caps any easy baskets.
Sunday, the 20th of January.
Caps coming off that incredible three-point win against Perth. Sydney also with a real morale-boosting win of their own. 11 points against Bendigo. Does keep them mathematically a chance of making finals. Caps knocking on the door of the top 4, but they have to keep winning. Five and a half to play in the fourth quarter. Sydney 74, the Caps 63.
And we have to remember, Unique Thompson is missing this one game for personal reasons, and we should see her back in their next game. Unfortunately, Nicholson is out for the season with her quad injury, but Unique Thompson brings scoring, she brings rebounding, she just brings a solidness to that Sydney lineup. So, you know, they'd be, if they can get this win, they are still knocking on that door.
Let's head courtside to Nath, who is around the Sydney camp in that last timeout. Nath, how will they look to settle here?
Thanks, Jess. Great point there from Laurie about Unique Thompson. She had 32 and 10 last game, so to see the way that the Flames have responded as a collective is very impressive. Renee Garlett's message was fairly simple. We talked at the start of the quarter that Canberra would need to apply pressure defensively to get back in it. She's talked about how they can break that pressure, get through the ball through hands to force good shots.
Thanks, Nath. Margin in single figures. 9 points the way of the Flames. Caps are coming. Can the Flames hold on? Dow White to Can. Trying to get around Bran Catazano off the left of the glass for 2.
That was nice by Can. They hadn't had some inside penetration in a few possessions, and her going to the left, great move. As we see an offensive foul called here against the Canberra Capitals, and that will not help their momentum.
Atomic Caps, number 13, Nadia Lunch. Her 4th.
And Pittman's come on in this game and brought great energy, not only on offense, but on defense. She's had the task of going up against the likes of Potch, who is taller than her, and she's done a great job.
McDowell White swings it across to Eminopu. So they turned it over. Brancatisano gets back to her feet. Can Pittman, Eminopu, Froling, McDowell, White. For the Flames at the moment, Munga, Pochacuzzo, Brancatisano and Sissoko. These last 4.5 minutes.
So I think they actually called a flop on Brancatisano.
Yeah, you're right, yep.
And potentially that has led to a tech, which that would have been good to get a free cheapie at the line, but at least they get the ball back in another possession.
It's really important for Sydney that they make good decisions right now. They don't have to rush things. They can use the shot clock. They don't want to go negative at all, but that's not going to help. That's not going to be what they want.
Can they make it count on the scoreboard? Munga hands it to Akuzo. Brancatisano, a little indecisive. It's knocked out of play by Eminopu. Will remain with the Cats.
And we saw Akuzo sat for an extended period of time after that third quarter break, and so she should be ready to go for these last 4 minutes, really present inside.
Sissoko to Brancatisano, and that's gone out of play, so possession back to the Flames.
And the Capitals have had some very uncharacteristic turnovers in this last few minutes, Laurie.
Well, they haven't. I thought the first quarter was a bit messy from both teams with turnovers, and then I thought both teams did a pretty good job of cleaning that up, and we're only at 11 turnovers each at three-quarter time, but any turnover right now will be critical.
And it shows the tension of the game right now.
Oh, rolling for two, a steadying bucket. And a timeout on the floor with 4 minutes left. 13 points is Sydney's advantage, 78-65. 8 points was their lead at quarter time, 19 at half time, 14 at three-quarter time. The Cats keep coming, but Laurie and Beck, the Flames keep responding.
Well, they certainly do, and that's a sign of a team that's maturing as the season goes on. I think initially if this were to happen, they would get overrun by a team. But right now they're showing a lot of maturity, a lot of improvement. And I think we just have to, you know, we have to remember Guy Malloy was in charge for a good chunk of the time, and a lot of the things that he put in place, then Renee Garlip comes in and builds on those, and you can see that happening right now in some of these players.
What would you say if you're Paul Goris?
Are you looking at me, Jess?
Yes, Laurie.
I think for Paul Goris, it's a matter of now they have to really be, I think they should still go inside to Zatina and at least present. If she gets doubled, she's smart enough to pass it outside. But Sydney have been on 5 fouls since the 7.5-minute mark. Go to the free throw line if you have to. That stops the clock. And the other thing, can I just add in there, if Zatina works hard and gets position, you've got to give her the ball. Otherwise, they just stop working hard, because it's, you know, why?
And the Caps guards have missed her on a few occasions inside the paint when she's had a whole chest available to them.
Play back underway, Flames by 13. Munga fires for three and knocks it down.
How's
that for a response out of a timeout?
Or you give a drop of play and get Munger to shoot it, who we know is a great three-point shooter. That's one way to get yourself back in the game for sure.
And we're back to 10 points the margin. A number of stars missing for both sides. So who can play a steadying role in these last 3.5 minutes? McDowell White to Froling, now Pittman. Can with an open look. Can't get it to go. Froling with the rebound. Back to Jess McDowell White.
Crucial offensive board for Sydney.
Puts it up and in! Jess McDowell White's having a game!
Of course it went in.
And of course it was Jess McDowell White in this game.
Oh my goodness.
Flames.
Caps actually played really good defense. The shot clock was right down. She literally had to chuck it, and it went in.
19 points for McDowell White. Brancatisano rolls out.
And sometimes you just have games where all those shots that you just chuck up at the end of a buzzer are dropping, and that is exactly what is happening for the Flames today. But again, came off an offensive rebound.
Good defense from Poch. Sissoko. Flames ball, because I think that might have come off the shoe of Sissoko. Timeout on the floor, 2 minutes 28 left. Margin is 12 points. Who wins it from here, Beck and Laurie?
I actually really do believe in the Flames with how they've attacked the Caps every time they've thrown something at them. 12 points with 2.5 minutes to go. I'm going to back the Flames at home with how they've been playing.
Well, the other thing we have to remember that Sydney have beaten Canberra twice, so they feel confident in their matchups with them. And you know, what I'm most impressed with is Sydney haven't missed a beat without Thompson and Nicholson. And we said earlier, you know, they're averaging 30-some points between them, and so that's been a big margin to fill. But to have 80 points right now, Sydney normally only scores 77 points, so they've exceeded that without two of their stars. So they've been really impressive.
And those two stars you mentioned, Lauren Nicholson, Unique Thompson, combined for 51 points in their win against Bendigo last week. Wow, both dominant too. So can they get it done? 2.5 minutes, 12 points the margin. Will the Flames make it 3 wins from their last 4 games to really put pressure on the top 4? The way they're playing, you wouldn't want to play the Flames in the run home. Ken to McDowell-White. Froling. To go back to McDowell-White. No good. Taken away by Poch. They've got 2 minutes to find something here. The Caps. Poch with a putback, gets the bucket, but we've got an injured player. It's Katie Sissoko. Didn't quite pick up the incident. We might get a look on our replays in a moment, but she looks in some distress. Just see a right of screen. Oh, might have actually potentially maybe copped something to the face. Let's get courtside to Nath.
Thanks, Jess. I didn't catch whether it was friendly fire from a Flames player, but Caddy's holding her nose or mouth, but just in significant pain on the floor. Just to, as she's attended to, it looks like it may be her nose. Just to jump back to that timeout, have we ever seen a rookie head coach more ready to step into the role? The poise of Renee Garlop during that timeout, just understanding time and score, predicting what will come. She's done a significant apprenticeship and she's been very, very impressive as she takes over for the Flames.
Yeah, thanks, Nath, as we see Sissoko heading to the bench at the moment.
Well, Renee Garlop as a player always had a high basketball IQ, understood the game really well, had such a good feel for it as well. So it's no surprise that she is stepping into her coaching role in various different leagues and competitions and doing a great job.
See her top of screen at the moment. They're 2 minutes away from another victory here, the Flames. They lead by 10. Interesting contest coming up. And it will be Sydney.
That's a good call by the referee.
Really good call.
Izza did a great job to force the turnover. Oh, sorry, Munga does here, but Izza, you see, just shepherds and pushes her away. So you've got to give credit to her. You're doing everything you can to get the ball back, but good call by the referee.
So, you know, we talk about Sydney winning this game, and it really sort of gives them a bit more than a sliver of hope into that top 4. And you think that Canberra and Southside are the ones that they're competing with. Well, Canberra have 4 games against the top 3 teams, 2 against Bendigo, 2 against Townsville. Southside also have 4 games, 2 against Townsville, 1 Bendigo, 1 Perth. Sydney only have 2 games against top teams, Perth 2 games. So, you know, their run home, if you can take anything out of that, is pretty good.
Slightly better.
Slightly better, yes, let's say that. Good way to put it, Jess.
You're telling me there's a chance, Laurie.
Well, you know what? That's the great thing about sport. Until you're mathematically outed, and especially that's the process coaches go through, well, we do this, we do that, then you just want to keep fighting all the time.
And before Sissoko got injured, we saw in that possession, Flames had a missed shot, but Poch grabbed the rebound and just went coast to coast. Missed the first one, got a board, put it back in. So if Caps, even if it's not necessarily a steal, but can get a stop and push off scores, that's what they need to do with only under 2 minutes remaining.
Kayla Cairns giving us a little bit of everything today. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal.
And great leadership. Really good at running the floor. She's such a calm player. She just sort of keeps her steady demeanor with her at all stages of the game.
2 from 2 keeps that scoreboard ticking over. Flames 82, Caps 70. They need to get a wriggle on. And Sydney ball.
That's a big play at this stage of the game.
Foul is on the Caps, number 15, Tina Aguso, her third.
See the disappointment on her face.
Well, Frawley did a pretty good job of you know, moving her feet laterally and getting in front. Real 50-50 call.
And great job of Flames just here to get out of that press. They didn't take one dribble till just a moment ago.
Eminopu to Cairn, back to Eminopu.
Doing a great job of using the whole shot clock up.
They draw the foul.
Well, I think that was really smart of Sydney to pass the ball around. They don't want to necessarily go to the free throw line where they're only shooting. They shoot at 76% as a team, but it also stops the clock. That way, a lot of time went off the clock.
One from 2 at the line. Munga goes to Akuzo into the corner for Poch. And she gets fouled on the shot. These are big free throws coming up for Nards. Poch is on 22 points, backing up from 23 last week. 8 rebounds as well.
What did you say earlier, Beck, about fouling on the three-point shot?
Yeah, cardinal sin,
Yeah.
especially this late in the game. But Poch has been great tonight, like you said, Jess, with the 22 points, 8 rebounds. She's shot at 73%, so she's taken great shots, but it's been great to see her have a great game against Perth and then back it up here against Sydney.
I agree, Beck, because she's had a bit of an inconsistent season, and I think everybody's expecting really big things of her, and it's finally we've seen them the last few games. So if she can finish off the season playing that way, that'll go a long ways in, you know, making her feel like she's had a good season.
Flames by 10 as we enter the final minute of this contest at the Key Centre. Eminopu to McDowell-White. Drives and then kicks it out to Cairn. Can't get it done. Refs found a foul.
Just the hustle by the Flames. Always they have at least 3 people crushing the offensive rebounds every possession.
14 to 8 in the offensive rebounds today. 41-34 overall rebounds, the way of Sydney. Keely Froling, 10 points, 6 rebounds for her this afternoon.
And offensive rebounds in particular are an effort thing. It's about, as the shot is released from your teammate's hands, you're already on the way in. It's trying to get position, it's slashing. It's hard work, and it's an energy skill. That's why it's so impressive, Annalie Maley, and we see another offensive rebound, that she is just capable of week in and week out getting so many boards.
Dow White over the top to Froling to get around Morel. Bounces off the rim, the rebound to Babongi. Final 30 seconds. Babongi fights her way through. Can't get it done. Set up today with a dominant first half, led by 19 at halftime. The Caps came at them a few times. The Flames have held firm. And they're going to win their 3rd game in the last 4. Coach Renee Garlop getting around her bench. Who, might we add, have been quite lively this afternoon, the Sydney bench. And Manopu for the finishing touches today. 7.6 rebounds. Sydney play twice this round. They'll next take on Adelaide on Tuesday night. Big contest for them. They found some good form at the right time of the year. And Sydney come away winners today to breathe new life into their WNBL26 campaign. They beat the Caps by 12 points, 84-72. A spirited victory from Sydney. They've now won 3 of their last 4 ahead of a date against Adelaide in South Australia on Tuesday night. Without 2 of their big stars today, Lauren Nicholson, who's out with a quad injury for the remainder of the season, and Unique Thompson, who's out for personal reasons. They found a way to win today, and just keeping that door ajar. Mathematically a chance for top 4. It'll be a race between the Flyers, the Caps and the Flames for that last spot in the finals.
And it has to feel good. Both teams coming off their biggest wins of the seasons in upsets against the top teams. And then today it was the Sydney Flames who were able to capitalise on that momentum. And that's got to feel good going into your next game.
Winning form is good form, as they say, Beck.
Amen, Jess. Amen.
They were led today by Jess McDowell-White with 19 points, along with Maddie Norris. These 2 players off the bench, 19 points and 16 points today. They provided some highlights indeed. Michaela Cann led her side beautifully with 13 points. Kelly Froling chipped in with a 10 and 7. So 4 players in double figures today. But the pick of the bunch for us, Jess McDowell-White, who has been a superb pickup for the Flames mid-season, and she shot the lights out of it today. She's courtside with Nathan.
Jess, 19, 5 and 5, you're our player of the game, but it wasn't just she scored 19 today. It felt like they were timely moments. Canberra would make runs and repeatedly find a way to counter it and score for your team.
Yeah, I think obviously they did go on a good run there, and I think we weathered the storm pretty well. But yeah, I think, my teammates trust me to make shots like that, and I thought we did a really good job of moving the ball in the second half, and, I found myself open at the end of those clocks and knocked him down, so, yeah.
And with some key players out, it wasn't just you. Talk to us about the influence of someone like Maddie Norris just staying ready and scoring 16 off the bench.
She was unreal for us tonight. She obviously kept us going the first and second half. Credit to her, all the work she puts in. But yeah, obviously we're down some starts tonight and a lot of scoring power, so I think everyone stepped up and did a great job and took their moments when they needed to.
Jess, way to get it done. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
A great performance from Jess McDowell-White and her Sydney Flames, who run away 12-point winners against the Caps this afternoon. Back in a moment to wrap it all up.
see the problem so clearly. You're only 60 years now.
Chiswick. The Sydney Flames got the job done today by 12 points over the UC Caps, just to keep things interesting in the race to the WNBL finals this afternoon. It's their third win in their last 4 games, 2 in a row. And as we take a look at the Bunnings Warehouse ladder, Jess Webster with you alongside Beck Cole and Laurie Chiswick. Laurie, it's another twist in the race to the finals.
Well, you can see they're only 1 win out of the top 4, and so that's exactly what they would want this result to be. And they are not only now mathematically in this race, they are there to play and to win.
And they got another opportunity on Tuesday night to get another win against Adelaide. The Flames are in winning form. They beat the Caps by 12 points. Good afternoon.